I've created a concept for a Symbiotes themed season pass in Marvel Snap. I've created the season pass card, new weekly cards, cardbacks, and improvements to the overall season pass system. If you enjoy this video, please click like and subscribe to stay tuned for the next season pass concept, which is Armor Wars. Just a quick disclaimer about the artwork I've used in this video. I've used a combination of official Marvel artwork, AI generated images, and then just some of my own editing in Photoshop and whatnot. Okay, let's look at the cards for this season pass. Symbiotes Unleashed, and the season pass card is Toxin. He's a 3/2 with the on reveal, destroy 2 cards here to gain the ongoing effect, gain +2 power at the end of each turn, can't be destroyed. So yeah, I wanted to make a really sort of comic accurate representation of Toxin. In the comics, this symbiote is like almost like a baby between Venom and Carnage. It's a spawn of that. So I wanted to kind of combine the powers of Venom and Carnage in this card that gets bigger, and also show the comic book ability of Toxin being such a strong and powerful symbiote, and in Marvel Snap it can't be destroyed. And I'll say it now, guys, if you've got any feedback at all on this video or the cards in general, let me know in the comments. So that's the season pass card. Now, as well as the traditional variants that you'd normally get on the season track, I've also proposed some other changes. So in my original script for this video, I was going to mention that I would upgrade the season pass mystery variants to premium mystery variants. However, in the Sebastian Shaw season, which we're on now as I'm filming this, we've actually got that, so that one's ticked. But I'd also make other small tweaks to the season pass reward track. So I'd add an emote, certainly, or emote, certainly an emote for the season pass card character, and other little changes as well. Okay, now let's look at some of the other weekly card releases that I've proposed for this season pass concept. First up is Shriek, who is sort of arguably broken. She's a 1/2 with the on reveal power. Add a New Yorker to your opponent's hand, and she's got an ongoing effect. All 2-cost cards have +2 power. So you obviously need to have a look at the New Yorker. New Yorker is simply a 2/2, just a vanilla 2/2, so would be potentially beneficial to Patriot players. But really the main concept of the New Yorker is making sure that you're giving your opponent something, because you're playing such a broken and powerful effect. Now, as the card says, this is an all 2-cost cards have +2 power effect, so it is symmetrical between your side and your opponent's side. So you would sort of build a deck that had probably more 2-drops than you normally have, and hopefully you'd benefit that way. But you know, you might be in a situation where your opponent has a couple of 2-cost cards and you're giving them one. So I do still think this is completely broken, to be honest, but I wanted to make a crazy card, so yeah, let me know what you think. Moving on to one of my favourite symbiote characters, this is Scream. She's got the on reveal effect, destroy your lowest power card here, and she's a 2/3, so she's a bit like Carnage, obviously. That's probably the most similar card to her, but she's got a squidge more power to combat that effect to counter, I don't know what I'm saying, to counterbalance the effect that Carnage has where he gains power. She is more a targeted destroy card, which is something that on your side of the field you don't really have in Marvel Snap too much. So this just destroys your lowest card here. So there may be useful situations where maybe you've played something that you don't want destroyed on top of a location where you've also got Bucky, for example. It means you can play Scream there, not destroy your big thing, and then you'll be able to destroy the Bucky and gain extra power. So that's the idea behind this card. Next up is Scarlet Spider. How could I possibly make a symbiote focused season pass without including Scarlet Spider? Well, you could say that maybe I should have done a Clone Saga season pass that Scarlet Spider could have featured in. Maybe I'll do a Clone Saga one in future though. It is bubbling in my brain. Anyway, Scarlet Spider is a 3/5, so he's got kind of the Spider-Man stat line. I thought it'd be appropriate to do that. And he's got the on-reveal effect. Move the next card that you and your opponent play to this location. So he's doing like a double thwip, sucking those things in, slightly disruptive for your opponent, but the thing is they know it's coming. Well, I guess unless you've got priority, right? Yeah, you know it's coming, so you can benefit it, maybe in a move deck or something like that. But I just thought this was a fun idea. This is Lasher. He's a 4/6 with the on-reveal ability, destroy the next card you play. Now, I have to confess, guys, I am an unabashed Nimrod stan. I love Nimrod, one of my favourite cards in the game. But I feel a little bit disappointed that really the only card that truly feels amazing with Nimrod is Shuri. If you don't have Shuri, it's tough to play Nimrod out. I wanted to make a card that made playing Nimrod feel better. You play Nimrod, boom, gets destroyed straight away with Lasher, and I just love the design of this card, like the looks of Lasher. Green is my favourite colour. Sorry, that was weird. I am slightly strange as a human being person. So yeah, words and that. I don't know how to make videos. Next up is Anti-Venom, a 5/7 with the on-reveal ability. Destroy your cards here and add Venom symbiote copies. I probably could have worded that slightly better. Maybe I should have put add Venom symbiote copies here. Basically, I wanted to make Anti-Venom similar to Venom. With Venom, you keep the power of the cards you destroy. So this Anti-Venom concept does that. But also, Anti-Venom in the comics sort of cures people. So this Marvel Snap version that I've concepted here can potentially screw you over a little bit. Now, I should explain the Anti-Venom symbiote copies here. There would just be vanilla copies of your cards there. So, for example, if you destroy Wolverine, you might block this location by adding those copies of Wolverine, and then the actual Wolverine, jumps into the same location, so that blocks it. So it could potentially screw you over in some situations. However, it is also pretty powerful. It's also 5/7, so the stats are not bad at all. I'm not 100% sure on the balance of this card. It might be a little bit broken, but I thought it was an interesting concept. So that's all of the cards. Now, I also created a couple of cardbacks for this season. I did like a cool null style one with just the colours of the season pass, and then just like a Toxin face one. Cool. Now, I don't have a visual representation for this next part of my season pass concept, but basically I would improve the story elements and the story missions of the season pass. So I'd add specific story missions or almost mission puzzles that you have to solve, and you have to create a specific deck to try and beat. So this could be something like a themed deck that a bot opponent has, or maybe they start with extra energy, so it's like an extra hard battle, and once you've played them a few times you get a feel for what their deck and play pattern is, and then you can try and craft a deck to beat them. Or maybe there'd even be missions where there are like specific boss cards that the opponent bot has, and they're playing like these super powerful boss cards, and you have to again try and beat them and try and create different decks, and maybe some of the locations are fixed as well. So I think that's a cool idea. I think they need to emphasize the story elements of the season passes, so I think that's one cool way that could do that. Hell, maybe there could even be like voice acting with these boss cards or these puzzle missions. That is something that I would love to see. I'd also add some missions with stricter limitations, so maybe you have to make a deck that has Toxin, Venom and Carnage in, so it gives you a bit more limitation, and just makes you feel a bit more story focused in the season pass. So that's it. Let me know what you think of this Symbiotes Unleashed season pass concept in the comments below. Please click like on this video, that would definitely help me out. And subscribe, because we've got some awesome season pass concepts coming soon. As I said earlier, I'm already working hard on Armor Wars, and we've got Alpha Flight, and there's more stuff coming as well. So hit subscribe, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.